Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Hey there.
And I think, some of the people that will be looking at this video would be curious to know your transition from a group singer like the Maori Troubadours, and into a solo career. Now that's a daunting thing at any time.
It is, yeah, it is.
How did you handle that? How did it?
Well, I think as I went along, you get experience, and you sometimes you might do a solo with that group, so you're standing out front. And the only difference is that when you're out there, you've got the group that you work with all the time. When you go solo, then you've got like a band, a big band. Initially when I think about it, it was a little bit daunting. But as you do each show, you get better at it, and you get used to. And it's you're the only one. Before it's a group on the stage, then it's you. So it becomes a little bit daunting, but you do it.
But then you would say it becomes second nature. You just get there and you do what you do.
You do it. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I remember of those early show bands, the show groups, and all that, and the Maoris, of course. Wow, they brought that to Australia in a big way.
Oh, they changed the
format, the platform, didn't they?
Really, in Australia, when they came out, they were doing their routines.
Yeah, that's right.
In their traditional.
That's right, yeah.
Then they put the tuxedos on and they do the modern stuff.
That's right, yeah. I remember going to the old Rex Hotel
with a variety
and watching
show
the
on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things, of course, that they did have, which they did a show group. It was one of the biggest features of show groups I remember is that they would have been there and there'd be these changes of positions. So you're the guitarist, the next thing is you're the front singer. Then the front singer becomes the drummer. All this sort of variety of stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you remember the Treniers over in America? Remember the
yes, I do.
African American group.
Yeah.
I used to see the Treniers perform, and in a lot of ways, the Maoris. Well, they did their traditional stuff. Then they got dressed up in these suits, and did this other stuff. But you're right. They swapped instruments.
And they all did it so well.
And they did it well, yeah. Exactly. They were great musicians as well.
Not only were they great musicians, but I think they're also dedicated. From my experience,
absolutely.
I did do a lot of work with the Maori people and early entertainers here in Australia in the early 70s, and I just found that they were just so one-minded. When they did something, there was only right. There was no falling off the sides, and it didn't get performed otherwise.
Exactly.
But one of the things that I do remember clearly is that you would take on this other role. You might play guitar, you might play the drums, whatever. But somebody told me that you're a sucker for musicals, and one of the names that came up earlier on today as we were preparing for this was the name of Paul Robeson.
Right.
And I have a funny feeling that you got a bit of a story there.
Well, of course I didn't do it in those days. It was only later on, when I came back to Australia, actually, after I did all my travelling, then I was involved in a lot of, a few shows, especially with Kevin Hunt and Murray Wilson. We did, we did the Gershwin thing and all that stuff. Even though Gershwin didn't write Old Man River, but from that song, he was. How can I put it? That sort of, what do you call that? What's that word I'm trying to say?
Generated, perhaps.
It sort of got him into writing. He wanted to write a thing as well,
Oh, right, okay.
So Kevin Hunt said, "John, can you sing that song?" I said, "Well, I'll try anything." So I did that Old Man River.
Well, let me be Kevin Hunt for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing that song?
Yeah, look, I'll give you a slight version of it.
Okay, modern happy.
You and me, we sweat and strain, bodies all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale. You get a little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary, I'm sick of trying, I'm tired of living, but scared of dying. That old man river, he just keeps rolling along.
Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though